أهلا بيكم طلاب الصف الثالث الإعدادي وحلقة جديدة من حلقات الإنجليش تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Last time we finished Unit 4. We took lessons 4, 5, 6 and 7. We revised the present perfect and we took also extra vocabulary words related to those lessons. Today we're going to take Unit 5, Young Role Models. Let's start our lesson. Unit 5 is called Young Role Models. As usual, we're going to start with a quick recap on the previous unit and then we're going to proceed with Unit 5. يعني زي ما احنا متعودين بنبدأ بريفيجن سريع على الدرس اللي فات وبعدين بنبدأ اليونت الجديد. Correct the mistakes in the following sentences. عندنا sentences كل sentence فيها mistake نحاول نعرف ايه هي المستيك ونصلحها. The first one, طارق has played handball for 10 years. Can you guess the mistake? This is related to the present perfect. I have طارق has, this is correct, but then after has I need the past participle of play. So it should be played, has played. Number 2, how long have you knew your best friend? How long is a question and we use how long also to express the present perfect. I have the correct use for have because I have the pronoun you, but knew here is incorrect because after have I should have the past participle of know, which is known. Number 3, have you never visited Aswan? برضو present perfect. طيب have مظبوطة عشان عندي you. Visited مظبوطة. This is the past perfect of visit. طيب ايه الغلطة? What is the mistake? This is a question and with questions we use ever, the keyword ever. ما بستخدمش never في questions, بستخدم never لما أكون عايزة أنفي حاجة. So the mistake is never. It should be ever. Have you ever visited? Number 4, we've been friends before we left school. Again, this is present perfect. Have is correct because I have the pronoun we, which takes have. Been is the past participle of verb to be, which is also correct. So what's the mistake? الغلط. عندي we left school. دي sentence في ال past simple. لكن استخدام for هنا هو اللي غلط. لأنه لما يكون عندي sentence في ال past simple بعد ال keyword, so I use since not for. So it should be since we left school. Number 5, Sarah have worked in this place for 2 years. Sarah is singular, so I need has worked, not have worked. Now let's do our objectives. طيب أول حاجة هو اليونت اسمه Young Role Models. يعني إيه role model? Role model is someone you look up to. يعني حد أنا ببصله كده هو بالنسبة لي قدوة. So young role models هم لما يكون قدوة وسنه صغير. The objectives. For reading, you're going to read a text about a business person and a space engineer. And you're also going to read a biography of a friend, an article about a sports tournament, and a biography of a tennis player. For writing, you're going to learn how to write a description of someone's job, a paragraph about a tournament or a competition, and a biography of a role model. For listening, you're going to listen to a conversation about a role model, an interview with an inventor, and a conversation about sharing good news. For speaking, you'll be able to discuss jobs and talk about sports tournaments and respond to good news. For grammar, You're going to learn how to differentiate between yet and already. Finally, as a life skill, you're going to learn how to respect diversity. Let's start with the vocabulary words. What are these jobs? The first vocabulary term or the word that we have business person. Who is a business person? Business يعني عمل. Person شخص. يبقى رجل أعمال أو شخص عنده عمل خاص. A business person. A campaigner. A campaigner is someone who holds a campaign or who carries out a campaign. Campaign اللي هي حملة. فcampaigner, when I add ER to it, this means a person who is responsible for a campaign. يعني شخص بيعمل أو بيقوم بحملة زي ناشط أو متخصص في إن هو يعمل حملات. حملة انتخابية، حملة توعية بحاجة. this is a campaigner. The third word is a mathematician. Of course, we can relate this word to math. So math is someone who works, a mathematician is someone who works with math or someone who is good at math. يعني شخص عالم رياضي أو شخص بيعرف في الماث. Computer programmer. Computer اللي هو الكمبيوتر أو الحاسوب. Programmer, again I have ER. This means that the person, I'm talking about the person who creates computer programs. يعني الشخص اللي هو بيعمل برامج كمبيوتر يعني مبرمج. Engineer اللي هو المهندس. Space scientist. Scientist عالم. Space فضاء. So space scientist عالم فضاء. Sports champion. Sports like tennis, basketball, handball اللي هي رياضة. Champion from championship اللي هي البطولة. فsports champion يعني بطل رياضي. Volunteer, we took volunteer many times. To volunteer means to do work without getting paid. يبقى المتطوع. We're done with our vocabulary words in this part. Now let's read the text and then answer the questions. Please open your student's book page 45. نفتح الستودنتس book مع بعض page 45. هنقرأ التكست ونحل الأسئلة مع بعض. The text is about جمال. My cousin Gamal is a business person. We took business person, رجل أعمال. When he finished university, he got a job with a big company in Cairo. لما خلص الجامعة جاء وظيفة في شركة كبيرة in Cairo في القاهرة. He has worked there for 3 years now. Apostrophe S here and I have past participle, so this stands for has. يعني apostrophe S دي ممكن تبقى is أو has. أنا عندي past participle يبقى هنا has. He has worked there for 3 years now. اشتغل لمدة 3 سنين لحد دلوقتي. I think he has got a very important job. Again I have apostrophe S which is has. He has got a very important job. عنده وظيفة مهمة هناك في الشركة. He is the manager of a team of people and they have meetings every day. He's the manager means he's the boss, he's the head. يعني هو المدير على مجموعة كبيرة من الناس and they have meetings every day. بيعملوا اجتماعات كل يوم. طيب عندي apostrophe S هنا كمان بس I don't have past participle. مش عندي past participle. ف apostrophe S here stands for is. He is the manager. He works very hard. بيشتغل كتير. Sometimes he has to meet people from companies in other countries. ساعات بيحتاج إن هو يقابل ناس من دول تانية أو مختلفة. He has traveled to lots of interesting places. سافر لأماكن كتير ممتعة. Last year he went to Nigeria and Brazil. سافر نيجيريا والبرازيل البرازيل last year السنة اللي فاتت. Now let's answer the questions. Choose the correct words. الأسئلة اللي عندي هنا إن أنا بختار الإجابة الصح based of course on the passage. Jamal got his job after he finished I have school or university. So he got his job. إمتى جات له الوظيفة أو بدأ الوظيفة؟ بعد المدرسة ولا الجامعة؟ when he finished university. يبقى جات له الوظيفة بعد الجامعة. Number 2, he started working for the company 3 years ago or last year. He started working, if we get to the passage. إمتى بدأ الشغل بتاعه؟ السنة اللي فاتت ولا من 3 سنين؟ He has worked there for 3 years now. يعني هو بدأ من 3 سنين ولسه شغال في المكان. 3 years ago. Jamal is the manager of company or a team of people. This is confusing. ممكن تلخبط. هو مدير. هل هو مدير الشركة كلها ولا هو مدير مجموعة من الناس أو team من الناس؟ He's the manager of a team of people. he's not the manager of the whole company. هو مش مدير الشركة كلها. He's just the manager of a group of people or a team of people. مجرد مجموعة من الناس. He has meetings with the people from his company or different company every day. Every day. احنا في الباسج عندنا regarding the meetings إن هو he has meetings with people of his company and people of or people from other companies. يعني هو عندنا في الباسج بيجتمع بناس من الشركة وبيجتمع بناس من شركات تانية ومن بلاد تانية. طيب هنا هعرف ازاي؟ هو بيقول في الكويستشن every day، يعني امتى الاجتماع او مين الناس اللي بيجتمع معهم كل يوم. every day every day he meets with the people of his company or the team of people from his company. يعني الاجتماع كل يوم مع الناس اللي من الشركة بتاعته. So the answer is from his company. Sometimes Jamal travels to or has visitors from different countries. هل هو بيسافر ولا هم بيقولوا زوار من الدول التانية؟ Sometimes he has to meet people from companies in other countries. So and it says here he has traveled to lots of different and interesting places. So the answer is he travels too. Now we're done with the first exercise. The second exercise is related to the use of the present perfect and the past simple. It's on the same page. يعني نفس الصفحة page 45. بس المرة دي احنا مش هناخد vocabulary ولا questions على الباسج. احنا المرة دي هناخد sentences هنعرف منهم الفرق ما بين ال past simple وال present perfect. The first question, Sami, and the verb is pass his exams last week. طيب أنا هعرف إزاي هي present perfect ولا past simple؟ عندي keyword last week. Last week is one of the keywords of the past simple. يعني أنا بستخدم ال past simple مع last week. لما بشوف last week أعرف إن أنا كده هستخدم past simple. طيب إزاي how do I form past simple؟ شكله إيه past simple؟ Past simple I add D or ED or IED to the verb if it's a regular verb. يعني لو هو regular verb فبزود D or ED or IED. طب لو هو irregular زي eat, drink يبقى دول irregular verbs أنا بحفظهم eat, ate, drink, drank, buy, bought and so on. Pass is a regular verb, so I'm just gonna say passed. I visit lots of interesting cities in my country. طيب هنا أنا ما عنديش keyword. فاكرين ال present perfect قلنا إنه يا إلا بيبقى عندي keywords معينة ليه زي for, since, already, yet, just. في مجموعة من الكيوردز بتيجي مع present perfect أو إني ممكن أستخدمه لما when I talk about an experience without mentioning the time. يعني بتكلم على تجربة في حياتي عملتها أو عمري ما عملتها بدون ما أقول الفترة اللي حصلت فيها التجربة دي. لأني لو قلت الفترة دي يبقى كده past simple. لو أنا سبتها بتكلم على تجربة بشكل عام without mentioning the time then it's the present perfect. فهنا أنا ما عنديش وقت معين زرت فيه المدن، سايباها ان هي open، ان انا بتكلم على تجربة عامة انا عملتها. So in this case I'm going to use the present perfect. I have the pronoun I. With I use have, and the past participle is visited. So I have visited. Number 3, my mom wanted to be a sports champion when she was young. I don't have a keyword here، مش عندي keyword مباشرة، لكن أقدر أستشف التنس من باقي الجملة. When she was young، لما كانت صغيرة. So this sentence is in the past, so I have to use the past simple. So my mom wanted to be. We finished our science project last week. This is an easy sentence because I have the keyword last week. عندي keyword last week يعني الأسبوع اللي فات، فالجملة هنا بالنسبة لي سهلة. Last week is one of the keys of the past simple, so it's gonna be finished. Noha space work as a volunteer since she left school. طيب مس احنا عندنا she left school, it's in the past. Yes, but I have since, and since is one of the keywords of the present perfect. If you remember the rule, when I have since and then two sentences, the first one should be in the present perfect and the second one with the new subject should be in the past simple. So before since I have to use the present perfect. يعني أنا عندي since بتربط ما بين جملتين، الأولانية بتبقى في present perfect فهتبقى has worked، والتانية اللي بعد since بتبقى في past simple. My brother read lots of interesting books about space science. I have read. I don't have like no time is mentioned. مش عندي وقت محدد موجود في الجملة. ففي الحالة دي أنا بتكلم على experience, past experience، تجربة عملتها أو أخوي عملها without mentioning the time، بدون ما أحدد الوقت. So in this case my brother has read. كده هستخدم present perfect وبتبقى read. It's written as the same but pronounced as read. In this part of the lesson we're going to read this article and then answer the questions. عندنا article about سمر عبد الفتاح, and of course since our unit is called young role models أو قدوة لنا, so Samar of course can be a role model or is an example of a role model. هي مثال للقدوة. هنشوف سمر عملت ايه and then we're going to answer the questions. Samar عبد الفتاح has always been interested in space. Of course I have the use of the present perfect has been interested in space. يعني عندها شغف ناحية الفضاء. As a young child, how did this start? ازاي الشغف ده بدأ؟ هنشوف القصة. As a young child, she wanted to be an astronaut. كانت عايزة تبقى عالمة فضاء أو تطلع الفضاء، رائدة فضاء. After she finished school, she went to Cairo University to study space engineering. خلصت راحت جامعة القاهرة ودرست space engineering. Space engineering اللي هي الهندسة. We took also engineer اللي هو المهندس. And space we took space اللي هي الفضاء. يبقى هندسة الفضاء. دي كانت دراستها. While Summer was at university, a space technology company had a competition. لما كانت في الجامعة كانت في مسابقة. Competition is a contest أو competition اللي هي منافسة أو مسابقة. إيه هي المنافسة دي أو المسابقة؟ Students had to design a hyperloop, a new very fast form of transport that travels above the ground. This competition was about designing a hyperloop. What's a hyperloop? A hyperloop is a new and fast form of transport. يعني وسيلة نقل سريعة أو نظام نقل عالي السرعة that travels above the ground. هو ده الهايبرلوب. دي كانت الكومبيتيشن أو المسابقة إن هي to design a hyperloop، تصمم hyperloop اللي هو نظام النقل ده. Samar decided to enter the competition and asked other engineering students from the university to join her team. So she entered the competition. So we enter a competition. The verb that we use with competition is enter. يعني بشارك في مسابقة. Enter a competition. And she asked other students. سألت مجموعة من الطلبة في الجامعة أو طلبت منهم إنهم to join her team. To join a team معناها انضم لفريق. فهي كانت عايزاهم ينضموا للفريق بتاعها عشان يعملوا المشروع ده. Teams of students from university all around the world entered. Teams of students يعني مجموعات كتير من طلبة من جامعات مختلفة entered this competition يعني شاركوا في المسابقة. But Samar's team was the only one from Africa or the Middle East. لكن التيم بتاعها هو كان الوحيد من أفريقيا والشرق الأوسط. Middle East الشرق الأوسط. They worked hard on their design. they worked really hard on their design يعني اشتغلوا بجد واشتغلوا كتير على المشروع بتاعهم أو التصميم بتاعهم. And they won the competition. To win a competition معناها أني أكسب في مسابقة أو في منافسة. They won the competition. Samar traveled to the USA to receive the award. سافرت لأمريكا to receive the award يعني تستلم الجائزة. Award is a prize. جائزة. And the verb that we use with award is to receive an award يعني استلم الجائزة. 3 years later she started her own company. بعد 3 سنين she started her own company. أسست الشركة بتاعتها. She is a space engineer and a business person. هي دلوقتي بقت حاجتين. هي مهندسة فضاء وكمان business person سيدة أعمال because she has her own company. عندها الشركة بتاعتها. She also gives speeches to other young engineers to help them achieve their goals. Give speech يعني بلقي خطبة أو محاضرة to young engineers المهندسين to help them achieve their goals عشان تساعدهم إن هم يحققوا أهدافهم. طيب goal اللي هو الهدف my target and the verb that I use with goal is achieve my goal أحقق هدفي. طيب the vocabulary words related to this passage I have a word mathematician scientist artist and museum. These are extra vocabulary words. Some of them are in the passage and some are related to the whole unit. Let's start with the first definition, someone who works with maths. Remember the picture? Someone who works with maths or is good at math and works with math, this is a mathematician. أقرب حاجة للماث هي mathematician. Someone who is good at art, حد كويس في الرسم. So I have art, so I need a word that is close to art, is an artist. Someone who is good at music, حد كويس في الموسيقى. So I need a word that looks like music, a musician. اللي هو زي عازف موسيقى أو موسيقار، حد كويس في الميوزك. Someone who works with science، حد بيشتغل في العلوم يعني عالم. Also I'm looking for a word that is close to science. This is a scientist. A prize for an event or a competition. Prize اللي هي جائزة is an award. كده احنا خلصنا الجزء بتاعنا or we finished part 1. أخدنا فيه recap على present perfect. We took also reading passages from the student's book and we discussed vocabulary words related to the unit. In part 2 we're going to finish unit 5, like continue unit 5. في part 2 هنكمل unit 5. هنكمل أسئلة على الباسج اللي لسه واخدينها عن سمر. And we're going to take more exercises related to unit 5. See you, best of luck and bye.